weekday during the month of June, we're giving away gear from the KBLA.store to say thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580 as we celebrate our second anniversary. Each weekday, a different host will be giving away fresh merch to one lucky caller. All you have to do is keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580 throughout the day, and our host will tell you when to dial in and when. It's our way of showing appreciation to you for helping make KBLA Talk 1580 the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of information for listeners just like you. Here's hoping you'll be one of our lucky winners. But you can always head over to the KBLA.store anytime for the best in KBLA Talk 1580 gear for yourself and great gift ideas. Now, celebrating 2 years of being your go-to, we're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hi, my name is Thais Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about why dismissive avoidance often come back and sort of pop back out after no contact has taken place. So in this video, I want to take you through why this happens and also usually the time frame at which this happens and what you can do if you experience this taking place after going through a breakup, whether it's further into the romantic relationship, like you've been together for a while, or whether it's that you were just in this dating stage and things kind of fell off or didn't work out before even making a relationship commitment, and why no contact seems to work so well, and then what we can do about no contact in a healthy, non-manipulative way. So, first and foremost, it's really important to recognize what's going on with the dismissive avoidant in their internal world to gain insight as to why no contact tends to work so well. And the first thing is that dismissive avoidants tend to be in their feelings minus their fears, right? So what happens a lot of the time is early in the dating stage, if there's a lot of feelings and attraction and stuff going on, and if the DA tends to have their guard quite lowered, which tends to especially be the case when somebody seems non-committal, when they seem like they're not pressuring, when they say that they're not really looking for something long-term right away, or when there's like long distance in a relationship, all those things help the DA feel kind of like they can be more of themselves. And part of what's actually going on is it doesn't mean they're not like that interested in somebody the vast majority of the time. I mean, it can be that, of course, but the vast majority of the time, dismissive avoidants have a lot of stored fears. Their childhood relationship to their caregivers generally comes from one of childhood emotional neglect. So once there was a bond to their attachment figure in childhood, which first of all tends to happen between the ages of 0 and 2 years old, usually what was happening is that their needs were unmet, whether it was their emotional needs, just being present from their caregivers, being attuned to, feeling like they were safe in their caregiver's presence and experience. A lot of these things weren't met. And this of course continues out throughout childhood. We have neuroplasticity, so that attachment style can also develop a little bit later on in childhood, or change a little bit later on. It's already developed between 0 and 2 and then can sort of change accordingly to what your childhood experiences are, what your household is like. Did your parents separate, get remarried, any of that kind of stuff? But anyways, what we often see is those stored associations, that stored set of programs about what attachment is, what closeness is in relationships, is that it's really painful and your needs don't get met. And it just feels disappointing in the end. It feels sad. It feels like you're neglected. So you're out for yourself and that's how you survive. And so commitment poses a threat to all of that, right? Commitment says, no, you're not out for yourself. You have to give to somebody else and you have to re-expose yourself to all those horrible, terrible fears. And so it's really like consciously, the DA doesn't know that, but subconsciously, this is often what's going on. So when there's this closeness, and when more commitment happens, when more pressure moving towards commitment happens, when there's anything that seems to...
People thought relationships was Michael Jackson and Ola Ray in Thriller. Y'all just thought it was all cool, huh? We on a date together. We having fun. Grease, huh? John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, right? Y'all thought it was all fun and games until you start realizing that relationship is a calling. Uh-oh. Are y'all ready for this? Relationship, intimate, familial, as well as business, and it is a calling, much like being called to the priesthood. It is a calling to the priesthood of self. I don't know how I show up. That's because you haven't been looking. The relationship is an opportunity for you to see what attachment made you. If you notice, all the clinicians go back to attachment. I'm saying it's bigger than your caregiver. It could be your lineage. And you being here today is an opportunity to upend the wounds that visit your lineage. You've breadcrumbed your spirit long enough. Let's get deep. What is the quality of the emotional intimacy within your relationship with yourself? Hey, do we have some crickets? Can you play some crickets? I'm going to ask that question again. What is the quality of the relationship you have with yourself? What is the quality of the emotional intimacy you have with the relationship with yourself? Ain't nobody asking those kinds of questions. Nobody's asking those types of questions. They're not asking themselves, right? Emotional intimacy. Being emotionally intimate with another person means being transparent with your deepest feelings, fears, and thoughts. It involves feeling safe and not judged, says Lopez Henriquez. And it's all about being, listen, the same with the other person. To nourish emotional intimacy in a relationship, you need to take risks and be open, she says. However, if one or both people are emotionally unavailable or fear intimacy, closeness is the aspect that may become the most challenging. See, I'm telling you, just because you live in the same house don't mean you close. Just because you pay bills and share bills together and raise kids together does not mean you are close. If you want to be close, let me say it again. If you want to be closer to your partner, you must get closer to your wounds. Okay. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Let me get my callers in here right now. Reggie from Austin, Texas, I need you to hold on 1 second. I got to get my brother Jermaine from Sacramento. Jermaine from Sacramento, get up in here, brother.
Man, brother Zoe.
Hey. What's happening, good brother? What do you think about tonight's topic, man? What are your thoughts?
Man, with what I do, I'm always a firm believer in practicing self-awareness without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking at what is, Because I think sometimes when we have attached all these extra things to it, it stops us from, as you say, always going deeper. Because we get hung up in the minutia of judgment. They did this wrong, they did this, they did this, that, instead of just looking at where am I? How am I seeing the world? How am I interfacing in relationships? How am I relating to myself?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that if we don't look at how we actually are, and I think we're talking about that intimacy stuff, is that if you don't really know who you are, and then you get with somebody else, what you think is your soulmate is actually just your cellmate.
Yep, that's right.
And so this is just the person you're doing time with.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm listening, brother. So, I'm listening. Keep going.
Yeah, because I think that in that space, it's like you could do 10 years with somebody and you know them backwards and forwards, but then you got to remember where you are, how this relationship started, and there's always that arm's length distance. So you could be in a house with somebody, you could be raising kids with somebody, but there's always that Heisman stiff arm, distance between you and that person that denies that degree of closeness. I said, it's your soulmate, it's your cellmate. We're just doing time together. And when you learn yourself and you can honestly look at, this is how I am, this is what I am, this is what I give, this is what I allow myself to receive, you can start shortening up that arm's distance and be open with the person because you're actually being honest with yourself.
That's nice. I love it. I love it. Brother Jermaine, man, I appreciate you for heeding the call to action and jumping on the line real quick. We appreciate you. You brought Sacramento in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We lost our brother Reggie. Reggie, get back in here. I know you got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everyday.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
As we go a little something like this.
Hey, it is me, D.L. Hugo, and I am thrilled to be heard weekdays in my hometown on KBLA Talk 1580. So check out the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a whole lot to talk about, let me tell you. That's like a real.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
off. That's a lie. Ain't nobody committing. Listen, we got commitment actors out there. Ain't nobody committing. I promise you. They love to an extent, i.e. conditional love. I'm not asking you to stay with the psychopath or the sociopath or the murderer, right? I'm not asking you to do that. I'm talking about regular people with regular problems, normal works in progress. We get tired of each other. You know why? Because most relationships run on superficial fuel. Why is the fuel superficial? Because the infinite repository of spiritual fuel is located in your shadow. And you've been breadcrumbing your shadow for so long, every day of your life you trying to avoid looking at yourself. Right? So of course you're going to get tired of people. Of course you're going to breadcrumb people. Of course you're going to bench people. Of course you're going to ghost people. It's not just the attachment style that John Bowlby talked about that you get from your primary caregiver. Let me show you the deepest level, right? In words, the deepest level of breadcrumbing that you do to yourself. Carl Gustav Jung. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. That is breadcrumbing. How can you cultivate intimate, emotional intimacy with yourself if you're doing that? People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. Carl Gustav Jung. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. I'm going to accept my talents. I'm going to accept my aesthetics. But I'm not going to accept my wounds. Don't you know? Accepting your wounds is unlocking them. And what are you unlocking and unleashing? If you accept yourself without judgment, if you accept yourself without condemnation, if you accept yourself without marginalization and minimization, guess what? You unlock a power in you that is transcendent. Carl Gustav Jung. Carl Jung. There's no coming to conscious, right? There's no coming to consciousness without pain. But most of us are so idiotic. We fall for the bait and the lure of pleasure, when pleasure and pain are inextricably connected. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. This is the ultimate breadcrumbing. And I'm going to tell you right now, your shadow just didn't begin with your primary caregiver. You have a lineage shadow. Ooh. You have a lineage of darkness. I know. Okay, cool. John from Mountain View, Hawaii. Aloha. Get in here.
Zoe Mythius, Zoe, my brother.
Am I acting a fool? What am I doing? Am I too far? Am I off the rails?
Bro, I'm still stumped on the question of my intimacy with myself, bro.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I'm in here trying to pop popcorn. You dropped this question on me, had me pause everything, bro.
Yeah. That's what's supposed to happen, brother. Yes.
I'm sitting here thinking over my existence here in Mountain View, again, by myself. I'm doing the work that I think I'm doing. And I'm like, yes, I know there's more. But good God Almighty. Man, how deep does this rabbit hole go, my guy?
It doesn't have a floor, John. It just doesn't have a floor, man.
Bruh. You talking to a warrior that ain't got no end in sight for the fight, bruh. Man, I didn't know I was volunteering for special forces on my shadow work. My God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Backpack ready. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What are your thoughts, though? Like,
I'm
when you heard me ask that question, was there something that came up from the darkness that may have been an inkling to an answer, a presage to an answer? What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are currently on the subject matter going on at my workplace currently. I'm currently looking at an ICE report for serving people.
Yeah, but you said
doing my
you
job.
said that question made you stop.
Because it brought me back to a garage where I was a kid locked in, and parents were not around. My brothers were being evil, and I see this darkness, and I'm wanting to get to the light. So I'm busting everything and anything to get it. Then it still takes me back to work. I'm doing what I can to serve others in their debacles, in their madness, in their confusion. And I'm looking at them like, I'm wrong still for serving you? Word? So for me to look at them like, no, I'm not going to give up on you. You need whatever the heck I got, or I wouldn't be here. And I need what you got, even if it's madness. Something about this is going to bring me out.
Even if it's madness?
Even if it's madness, my guy. How do you face the darkness and again be the consciousness that brings the light into it? You're here now.
You're here now.
There's the word. You're here now. And I'm supposed to run where and receive light.
You can't run to another relationship because the relationship is the light of the mirror. And we already told you the etymology of the word mirror is shadow.
There it is.
Oh, John, man.
So once again, the spoon. What spoon?
What spoon? There is no spoon.
There is no spoon.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the insight. Thank you for the wisdom, man. Hey, he brought Hawaii in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is ring it, 1-800-920-1580. That is the number. Let me just do this. I'm telling you, it goes beyond just the primary caregiver. Bruce Lipton, author of The Biology of Belief, speaks to this when he talks about epigenetics. Epigenetics, broken down etymologically speaking, epi is above genetics, above the gene. Whew. I'm telling you, these wounds, what we have misinterpreted as generational curses, are actually generational curriculum, right? It's more than your primary caregiver. Listen to this. Our genes might control the possibilities, right? But epigenetics determines the destiny. Don't you know you can step in through the power of self-authorship and rewrite your generational destiny? Think. I want you to think right now. You don't have to be what your father was. You don't have to be what your mother was. And I'm not talking about professionally, right? I'm talking about spiritually. You don't have to hit the ceiling they hit. You can transcend where they went to the point where you become unrecognizable to them. Spiritually. There is no cap on the infinite power of spirituality. And many of us do not understand that relationship is the preferred vehicle to that level of enlightenment. Bruce Lipton said it again. Epigenetics doesn't change the genetic code. It changes how that's read. Perfectly normal genes can result in cancer or death. Vice versa, in the right environment, mutant genes won't be expressed. Genes are equivalent to blueprints. Epigenetics is the contractor. Can you imagine the power of being able to rewrite your generational blueprint? You go into the relationship coming out of an argumentative family, coming out of an avoidant, anxious family, coming out of a competitive family, coming out of a narcissistic family, coming out of an abusive family. Listen! You think you're not going to impose whatever your generation has molded in your genes onto that relationship? You come in there with the full force of inflexible, shard-like expectations that cut and wound. And your partner is mirroring the work as you're mirroring their work, and y'all cutting each other to pieces. Ain't nothing but hurt in those relationships. They say, I want to avoid the hurt relationship. I don't want no hurt. But as Rumi says, keep breaking your own heart until it opens. He says the wound is where the light enters. I know y'all not ready for tonight. We still together, but we not close. When I come forward, I'm going to keep cooking.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The chair of the Federal Reserve says inflation has moderated, but there's still a long way to go to get it to 2%. Jerome Powell spoke about the Fed's decision to leave interest rates unchanged for the first time in more than a year. Most officials anticipate 2 more rate increases to come this year. The Fed had raised rates by a total of 5% since March of 2022 in an effort to battle rising inflation. A Greenville, South Carolina civil rights leader is calling for a boycott of the city's upcoming Juneteenth celebration. Paul Guy, who is executive director of Justice Intervention Initiative, claims the event organizers and city government administration promote systemic racism and goes against the principles of equality and justice. This year's week-long event, which is underway and runs through Saturday, already drew controversy well before this week. And that's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
During Staples Small Business Deal Days, you save 50% when you buy any combination of 5 or more boxes, mailers, and shipping tubes. Offer ends July 1st. Exclusions apply. Not valid in Concord, New Hampshire location. Prices may vary. Keep your business running right and save at Staples.
It's our anniversary.
Every weekday day during the month of June, we're giving away gear from the KBLA.store to say thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580 as we celebrate our second anniversary. Each weekday, a different host will be giving away fresh merch to one lucky caller. All you have to do is keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580 throughout the day, and our host will tell you when to dial in and when. It's our way of showing appreciation to you for helping make KBLA Talk 1580 the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of information for listeners just like you. Here's hoping you'll be one of our lucky winners. But you can always head over to the KBLA.store anytime for the best in KBLA Talk 1580 gear for yourself and great gift ideas. Now, celebrating 2 years of being your go-to, we're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans, and we'll help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, we're Tasha,
Kill,
and Euro from KBLA's Lyric Lounge.
Check us out every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Tune in as we break down some of your favorite song lyrics from all genres of music.
From gospel to pop and hip-hop to rock and everything else in between, we cover it all.
So come hang out in the Lyric Lounge with Tasha,
Teal,
and Euro every Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. and every Sunday at 6 p.m.
Let the music play.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I don't wanna wait.
From the very first time I placed my eyes on you, girl, my heart says follow through. But I know now that I'm way down on your line. But the waiting feel is fine. So don't treat me like a puppet on a string. 'Cause I know how to do my thing. Don't talk to me as if you think I'm dumb. I wanna know when you're gonna come. See, I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna.
One super important relationship skill is the ability to see clearly who is emotionally available and who is not. Now, if you grew up with parents who neglected you or were missing from your life, you may have developed a blind spot where your red flag detector should be flashing in lights across your face. This is not the one. This is not the person. They don't want to spend time with you. They don't love you. They can't be with you. They don't want to be with you. And they can't be a partner, right? If they can't even participate in ordinary communication about how the relationship is going, that is a cornerstone of having a relationship. They're not available. Being able to be emotionally open with each other about feelings and expectations is a non-negotiable thing in a committed relationship. But for people with childhood PTSD, the fear of having the conversation, coupled with a willingness to just sort of spackle over the holes where someone else won't communicate with you, this will lead time and time again to hurt and grief. And what you thought was love didn't have a structure, it turns out, to support love. The structure for that was all up in here, where you imagined what it could be like, but you knew on some level that's not what it was. You knew that if you talked about what you really want or asked questions about where the relationship was going, it would ruin everything. Okay, that's a sign. So sterilizing a relationship in this way, bleaching out any truth because truth would make it disintegrate, that's also a form of limerence. Limerence is a state of obsessive or infatuated love that can only thrive when it's fed by longing, unrequited love, fantasy love, lost love. These are all perfect mediums for an infection of limerence to flourish. So starving a relationship of truth and communication is like starving it of oxygen. It's like when you take a little Tupperware container of black beans in the fridge and you just push it to the back for a few weeks. It goes bad. Do not open that container. Throw it out, right? Don't let that happen to your relationship. It needs air. Love that can't breathe prevents you from finding love that can, from finding real love. Love needs truth. Love needs you to be real. And I can teach you how to build up your emotional muscles for that. I have a letter today from a man I'll call Charles, and he writes, got the fairy pencil, okay.
Wow. People who are reluctant to love on their shadow, to love on their wounds, will have you waiting in vain for them to love you. They will perform love. They will speak love. They will pantomime love, but they will not embody love. Do you understand that? It's easy. You hear all the clinicians are saying the same thing. Your childhood, your childhood, your childhood. But the people who birthed you had a childhood. Where did they come from? Some people get upset that that's too much for one person to bear, our whole generational lineage. Yeah, no, it's not. You have the power of self-authorship. But you got to be serious and not just, oh, that's my family. You know how we let family slide. In the black community, let's not act like we ain't had that uncle that everybody was curious and worried about around the kids that still get to come to Thanksgiving. I'm just saying, right? Let's not act like we didn't have that auntie that was out there, and nobody wants to address it, right? We sometimes act like there is no generational shadow that actually forms how we interface and interact with one another. Listen, you got to be vulnerable with self before you can be vulnerable with anybody else. The ability to be vulnerable and open with your partner is an important aspect of a healthy and fulfilling relationship. When you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts, feelings, and fears with your significant other, it can create a deeper level of intimacy and connection. However, if you no longer feel comfortable being emotionally naked in front of your partner, it can be a sign that the relationship is in trouble. There are many potential reasons why someone may no longer feel comfortable being vulnerable with their partner. It could be due to a breach of trust, such as infidelity. I've been guilty of that. Or a betrayal of confidence. It can also be due to a lack of emotional support or understanding from their partner. In some cases, it may simply be a result of growing apart or losing interest in the relationship. If you find yourself in a situation where you no longer feel comfortable being emotionally naked in front of your partner, it is important to address the issue as soon as possible. This may involve having an open and honest conversation with your partner about your feelings and your concerns. It may also involve seeking the help of a therapist or a counselor to work through any underlying issues that may be contributing to the problem. But listen, that's all well and good. That's all external work. And yes, that's important work. But if none of that worked, I want you to invert all of that work. You see, this is work you're doing on the relationship. I'm saying do work on the external relationship. I want you to do work on the internal relationship. The same work. When was the last time your spirit was naked before you? The naked truth of you. When was the last time you was butt-booted naked in front of yourself? And what was your reaction? I know people. Okay, cool. Heru Ali, Battle Creek, Michigan. Get in here.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Listen. If we ain't been on the same frequency this week, it's crazy. Listen, if we can be truthful, everybody say they want the truth. We're gonna go back to the movie. A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth because if more of us was receptive to handling the truth, and let me put it like this: why can we be more truthful with the side chick versus the main chick? The side chick, they get full disclosure for the most part. I've heard it from brothers. Hell, even heard it from myself in the past. All that stuff. It's like, why? And they're accepting. But you fear.
Wait. Please remember your thought. We got to come forward. But when we return to this powerful discussion, my brother Heru Ali, who clearly has a lot to talk about, he about to get cooking.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Despite pushback from franchise owners, the Assembly passes Fast Food Workers Bill. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Assembly Bill 1228, known as the Fast Food Franchisor Responsibility Act, authored by Assemblymember Chris Holden, was passed off the Assembly floor with 42 votes in favor of the legislation, while 22 members of the Assembly voted against the bill. Some reasons Holden and supporters of this bill find it necessary is due to the reported wage theft of fast food workers, claims of violence at work, sexual harassment and assault claims, denied sick days, intense heat, poor workplace safety practices, as well as claims of retaliation for speaking out. Holden was reported saying, quote, "This does not imply that all fast food franchises mistreat their workers. It's clear that we must ensure our fast food workers are able to thrive in their workplace and their communities," end quote. Join the city of Santa Monica and the Juneteenth Celebration Committee, Inc. for an afternoon of music, unique food, craft vendors, and local resources to celebrate the 31st annual Juneteenth on Saturday, June 17th from 1 to 7 p.m. in Virginia Avenue Park under the theme of Coming Together in Appreciation, Reconciliation, and Commemoration. This year, the main stage will feature a stellar lineup. Local blues artist Sonny Green, who will kick off the event with a lively set of classic soul and blues. Chaz Ross will lead his traditional participatory drumming performance. Victory Boyd will perform original, classic soul, jazz, folk, and gospel music. Arise Roots, a prominent American roots reggae band, and Climax, featuring Cheryl Cooley, will perform their classic songs. Join the city of Santa Monica in the Juneteenth Celebration Committee, Inc. to celebrate the 31st annual Juneteenth on Saturday, June 17th from 1 to 7 p.m. in Virginia Avenue Park in Santa Monica.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tender was the kiss when you held me captive in your sweet embrace. My lips begin to burn and my heart beats faster than the normal pace. I try hard to resist that familiar smile that melts me just like wax. But what's the use? I'm yours and that means forever. There's no turning back. Baby, 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 it's a mystery. Ooh, you got me spinning around. What have you done to me? Suspended animation. I'm lost inside of you. I feel so insecure and yet I'll never feel so sure. What am I gonna do? I'm out on you. I'm giving in to you.
Want to the funkiest white women ever. Y'all gotta give Tina Marie her props. I'm sorry. One of the most soulful white women ever. You got to give her hers, man. You got to give her hers. Out on a limb. Many of us are out on a limb right now in our relationships. We're still together, but we're not close. Right? We breadcrumb each other meaningful moments. The reality of it is we've already checked out. And I believe that that checking out is indicative of an internal checking out. My brother, Haru Ali, is on the line right now. And he's in here, he in here cooking, and we want to give him all the ingredients the ghetto gourmet needs.
Listen, I am really a cook. It's not just a name. I does that. I actually does that. Go ahead, Zoe.
No, so finish your thought, brother. Finish your thought, because where we left off.
I want to end with this because, you know, we got 6 minutes left. What we not going to do.
Here we go. Legendary, what we not going to do.
In addition to, what we not going to do is act like that, listen, we all perfect and we have no flaws. I always say that we have, in my opinion, we exist in 3 states at the same time. We have our public life, our private life, and our secret life.
Right.
Right?
And I'm a mess in all 3 of them. Go ahead, brother.
We all messes. Ain't nobody a mess. We're whipping good, whips and progresses. Absolutely. Right. Here's the thing. With the cultural and the international climate that we currently find ourselves in, the powers that be, the 1%.
Here we go.
The 1%. With the digital currency that may or may not happen, with the BRICS, with all of that stuff. Listen, at the end of the day, when there's a natural disaster in your neighborhood, you don't look at your neighbors as white or black. You look at your neighbors as yourself. The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. When that tornado came through and destroyed all this stuff, it's like, how can we help? Let's get to the rescue efforts, all of that stuff. Listen, we got to get past this. Yes, we have our Jehovah Witness traumas knocking on the door, trying to come in. And some of us avoid it because, like I said previously, the lighthouse is on, but we acting like nobody's at home while it's knocking at the door. Listen, you better figure out what you can tolerate and what you can't. What's comforting and what's not.
Hey, listen.
What's truth?
Listen.
Go ahead, Zo.
I swear to God. Haru.
And 30 white people.
Listen.
And 30 white people. Go ahead.
I swear to God. We gonna do the prepper show tomorrow. We gonna do the relationship prepper show tomorrow.
Oh, I like that.
Just for you. Cause what
Hit me up behind the scenes.
Cause to use your words, what you not gonna continue to do is make every topic I give to you into a prepper topic. So tomorrow
No.
night,
What I want, yes, sir.
Tomorrow night, brother, we gonna do the relationship disaster preparation show. Just
here we go
for Haru Ali.
Yes, sir. No, it ain't just for me. It's for all the listeners because every show you've done, and honors to you, Tavis Smiley, honors Andy Arabia, all the staff. You've been doing relationship preparation and restoration shows from day one.
That's right.
So yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
We're gonna do the relationship prepper show tomorrow. All right?
Absolutely. Let's get it.
Right.
Peace and love to the family. Nation. Stay safe and stay dangerous.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Honors. Yes.
Hey, man, I love Heru Ali. I love the community we have cultivated across the country. The voice of reason, like I said before, man. Shout out to Tavis Smiley for giving me an opportunity. When I first came in here, I was the sports guy. You know, it's funny how things work out. I was the sports guy. And what was interesting was a friend of mine at another radio station called, I guess he was the CEO at the time. Yes, he was the CEO at the time and said, yeah, hey, man, y'all got Zoe in the wrong spot. Zoe will turn that station upside down when it comes to relationship. You get in his spot. And, you know, as it happened, you know, it worked out for me to be able to do this. And much of the credit is owed not only to Tavis and Elston, those guys made it happen, but also Dr. Jashana Johnson. I am forever grateful to the sister because, you know, she was on daily and she made it happen. So I appreciate her and, you know, giving me that opportunity, man, to come in here and cook with the rarest grease. Hey, everybody shout out Dr. Jashana Johnson, Tavis Smiley, Elston Butler, everybody here at KBLA Talk 1580. As you know, I start the conversation, but you've got to finish it. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want you to stay tuned because guess what? Guess who's up next? My homeboy and yours, Danny Morrison. If I started a fire, Danny Morrison is about to spread the fire. I want y'all to stay tapped in to Danny Morrison. The show is up next. Hey, tomorrow is my Friday. When we come forward, you're going to get another slapper from me tomorrow.